So stay tuned for Angel Carbonu as well as past. But there's still travel and payment partner merchants, cashback, rewards, global concierge services, Quas Safari, and other amazing prizes in the tap for Easter and rated by the National Lottery Authority.
On that football fan who can't get enough of the beautiful game, Premier League and La Liga Santander on the field. These are not my words.
The wits behind the Marcus Rashford.
Fantastic player. Get your DSTV decoder with 1 month compact subscription for only
go, and that it is hard really to make time for the things that you want, so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Buy your DSTV subscription and many more with a click. I visit absa.com.gh for further details. Kojo.
All right, listen, let's get and then what the president responded.
To demand wage increases that reflect inflation life for the working people of Ghana. Workers on the single spine salary structure to the people of Ghana. The salaries that are being paid to single spine self-negotiations. And Mr. President, we awarded huge pay increases and cedis per month, which is less than the international poverty of this crisis, spending our hard-earned revenue so we can attract a lot of visitors. But Mr. President, you deputy ministers, revenue mobilization, we acknowledge the government against the excessive use of
taking the Domestic Act in any way to shortchange workers on 22nd December 2022 exchange program. At the same time, options within debt sustain in the spirit of social partnership, unquote. In this regard, within funds from the current 70% in government paper to real is done by other pension funds. Technical teams have been working with other options. I'd like to use this occasion within the spirit of social partnership and burden sharing, growth and development. On the relatively low incomes workers receive during their work, all pensioners on the SNP pension roll by 25%. Also, the highest rate of the government of another MPP president. Straight to workers that the Akufo-Addo government is a listening one.
There we go. So that's on the phone. We also have Mr. Thomas Kwesi Esso. He's the executive of Ghana chapter of the university.
Good morning. But the line is so faint for me. If you can come up, well, I'll manage it.
Okay, what the president had to say yesterday.
The media practitioners in Ghana this morning. Between the position, success, government situation and circumstances. Now, when I hear the president say, set of discussion with regards to I shall speak to you. A meeting was supposed to have been held on that meeting, and the meeting is going to discuss how government is going. The president makes statements that sound emphatic, and then we go manage the economy of our country. I sometimes get very confused. A decision was taken that nearly led to always do not inure to the benefit of the Ghanaian worker. About $3 billion. That $3 billion, should it even happen, it's not. Labour is very against to get the IMF deal is an achievement. The fact of the matter, anytime we get an IMF deal, it brings on
Mr. Esso at this point, because of course much was pensions will be safe. These pensions.
Thank you very much, Lanchi.
Prof. Jambo.
Mr. Carbonu, and then if I want to speak from the perspective of the chamber, from both the private sector and then the public sector. It is DDEC since December up to now. Let me say that the billings and contributions are sure, we'll make the same program. And so we'll be having those conversations. and therefore contributors are not as safe, and we don't lose any value. I mean, organized labor is having with outcomes, whatever will be the outcome from that program. And so for us as a chamber, we are with level of agreement with government, and therefore how to position the pension finish with organized labor to finish with East and West.
Right. Great. Now, Mr. Esso, listening to you, I mean, you've talked the impression that, you're probably considering now the go to you, so you don't lose any value. It looks like you're considering it seriously.
Ever proposal that ever came to that, and therefore whatever proposal from the chamber was looked at, and the decision was taken.
Okay.
In that case, then we as all other proposals, and the chamber of any decision in terms of agreement from the organized labor. And therefore, yes, the proposal has come, thanks to knowledge and value.
So I realize that before we get to look at this one, which is more... Hello, Mr. Esso, can you hear me?
Hello? Well, it was clear on the before anything else, the zero coupon, and it was a bit jumped up looking at the tenure of the bills and the number to be accepted, and therefore that's why we're so quick. And and so yes, whatever sector that we were, not even pension funds, and as not the 05 and etc. that was announced on the December 5th. So. Of course, looking at the two and
if you can turn down your radio, please. We're getting some rather strong feedback. Okay, so please.
The analysis that we've done shows that this is better factor that we are considering. Also, Mr. Of course, vested in that bonds, including every bond holder in. That will address that. You kill that uncertainty, you kill that risk. The old bond is still the ones that we are going to hold, or that is of concern to whoever the bondholder is going to be.
President.
Winston, there is something wrong with your line. I mean, I'm not...
Okay, forgive me. Let me try and speak as clearly. Does this not...
Having a negative has been clear in articulating has been that you look at the more prosperous than us are running themselves about 13 ministries that are the appointees that you have by reducing them. So one of them coming with consultants and advisors of the nation. Beyond that, keep on public sector workers alone in terms of taxation and do much to prevent the track that all drain resources government should tackle. We've looked at so many. And also, it must sacrifice and demonstrate sacrifice, and then it's tightening its own belt. The government doesn't want to listen and rather wants to come for a pension fund. I think that one we're going to work together to provide some food. We're thinking about when we signed that MOA, the government appeared not to be listening. The government, their money abroad. We have something little here. You are leaving the stage where nice speeches are made nicely. But the point is that we are not to ensure that our interest is to divide our ranks. But that labor has, for some time now, labor unions are coming together to protect jobs and to protect pensions more than enough to keep productivity going and to finance the comfort taxes that finance the thievery that nobody should make it look like something clear. And if I heard dragging or holding on to a fight that as a better deal for us, which we doubt, this government, one of its deficiencies, or its...
Prof. Jampa...
It shows that, look, we have something better for us in terms of our pension, meet 1-2 people, and then impose such make any headway, and you will not succeed in that.
Is better than what was presented to you before. This was said a while ago. The fact that...
You know that saying? Fear that a hidden agenda in a manner that was a particular deal, and if this deal sees that, it is better. If we dialogue, we will be able to... We all said that we will sit down and discuss.
Are you...
Okay, and you heard the statement that was issued. Said that before we move on, and if you want to move to say let's through our fund trustees or ask them to sit down to talk.
Okay. Let me bring that earlier expressed your fears and doubt about how government was going up. Are you a little bit convinced? Do you think you could still go ahead and trust government?
We'll have to sit down with the approach the government used to the trustees, trying to Friday, which we couldn't attend because of May Day. This issue of going behind us, going to see people, the trustee board are representative of the workers, can take a decision without senior colleagues go on level, intellectual and skillful persons, including you. And let me commend the media. This is why in France today, definitely, that in the next few years to take care of him, because he or she bring all that you have to them. Come there with very well resourced.
I mean, talking about they should sit to the table with.
Well, we've indicated to governors, only to ministers and deputy ministers around the public service. Some doing nothing. Very alien to the public service have been brought in opening the books and exposing some of these things, the people of this country. And yesterday, the Secretary General of the TUC mentioned Parliament House.
Yes, the National Cathedral.
Expensive hole itself into areas that are not given to have that. Then everybody will know the interest of our nation. One group of people.
Okay, so in effect, what you're suggesting is sharing the burden.
Oh, we've made those conditions to govern. But may I ask, my brother, that we cannot introduce 37% in the international market, the dream. The people who took the wrong decision to office, that person has the license to take decisions. They will know very well that the people are going to in the negative. And definitely, it's going to say we go punish the person. These are some questions.
Thank you very much. I think that's all time would allow us. Thank you also